if I'm Indiana, here's what I'm excited about. Listen to these. This is the Thunder scoring stats. You ready? First quarter 32, second quarter 28, third quarter 29, fourth quarter 18. What happened is Indiana was running the entire game. Typically, when they score over 110 points, it means they're doing what they want to do, and they scored 116. They were running the entire game, and you could just see it. By the end of the game, the Thunder were tired and did not have the energy. One game of hoops on a Wednesday night. Finals hoops. The Indiana Pacers beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 116-107 and take a 2-1 series lead. Wow, I am looking forward to getting into it with my friend Levi. Let's get into it right now. My name is Shlomo Stark.
My name is Levi Jacob.
And this is the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. Levi, what a great game. I hope you have plenty of notes. I watched this game, so I don't want to call outs on my takes, if that's okay. Phenomenal game. I thought OKC was going to win the whole time until there were two plays that really got me like, oh, I think Indiana's going to win this. And I don't remember which was first, but the TJ McConnell steal on the inbound with, 5 minutes, 3 minutes left, something like that. Like the Pacers scored. Thunder inbounded it, and Alex Caruso just makes a bad pass. TJ McConnell steals it, scores right away. That was number one. And two was the Halliburton miss. This was even more. The Halliburton miss and that Obi Toppin slam put back not because it was such a great play, which it was, but because it was a clear Pacers have all the energy and the Thunder are just tired. That was thank God he missed. And no box out, no looking for one of the best, probably the best athlete, best like jumper in the series is Obi Toppin. That made me think they were going to win. They did. They won also comfortably, 116-107. I don't think this game was actually technically in the clutch. It was within like 8 or 7 once 5 minutes started. I think this actually is not even classified officially as like a close game, even though it was. Ben Mathurin, one of the best games. No, not one of the best game I've ever seen him play. 27 points, 9 of 12 shooting. Felt like he wasn't going to miss. Halliburton was unbelievable. 22 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. There's a stat, including regular season and playoff. If Halliburton has 20 points and 10 assists, the Pacers are 20-1. Siakam was really good. 21 points, 8 of 14 shooting. And Miles Turner, I think Doris Burke said this in the broadcast, he did not play well, but he was so good in the end defensively. Timely. That block and then stop on Holmgren. Wow. Thunder, on the other hand, top heavy. SGA 24 points, Jalen Williams 26, Chet 20. The bench players look tired. The Thunder offense was way rustier. A lot of turnovers. And for the first time this series, Indiana, maybe even all playoffs, there was some sort of solution for SGA. It was just send multiple guys at him, stick with him, double team attack. Sometimes it turned into fouls. Thunder did not hit free throws at the end. Thunder did not execute well at the end, which is now 2 times in this finals where they just haven't been able to execute at the end of games. I'll stop here and I'll let you go. Those are my initial thoughts. I have a couple things about whatever. I have a couple more things, but let's. I think I've my monologue. I've been monologuing too much. Let's let you cook a little.
Um, I would say actually this is the first game that they didn't execute well down the stretch. Game one, they just like didn't look like they cared, but they could do it. This game looked like they had trouble executing. Like the Pacers defense is actually stopping them. The note about Doris Burke saying
One
that
thing.
Turner.
One thing before you on just a response to what you're saying. The Pacers were almost giving away the game. Like they made dumb fouls at which put them at the line to stop the clock. So weren't hitting free throws. SGA got his shots. They didn't go in. Like at least at the end of the game. Anyway, like it
Yeah,
was a very like I'm saying you're right about what you were saying. It was just like poor execution. It wasn't like Indiana was like, we are taking this. They were actually like
yeah,
there were
yeah,
moments.
yeah. Um, so a couple things. One is the note about Doris Burke saying that Miles Turner didn't play well. It's just wrong. Like statistically speaking, sure, but he was hitting very timely shots. On defense, he was excellent. It wasn't just in the clutch; it was throughout the whole entire game. They're playing very physical. Chet was scoring easy buckets in the beginning, and then he just stopped scoring because he couldn't physically, because Miles Turner just decided that's not going to happen anymore.
I think what
Last
I
time,
think you hate Doris Burke, which I think is just the funniest thing. What
100%.
Doris Burke meant, and I agree with her, she was saying that, and I think it was very clear, but I think because you hate Doris Burke, you're like twisting her words a little bit. What she was saying was he was playing great defense and making key defensive possessions, and he was not allowing a poor offensive showing to like cut down on his defense, and she was complimenting him, not saying he wasn't playing well. He had a bad offensive game. He had 9 points. He was 3 for 11 shooting, but his defense was amazing. And she even used the word that you just used, which was timely. He was time. She said he is being so timely defensively, and I think that she was actually making the right points about Miles Turner. You're just like looking to nitpick the things Doris.
No. I actually think that he was handed the ball at the end of shot clocks a lot. So, like I'm saying, like I think that if you look at it right offensively, it's going to tell you that he had a worse game than what you were seeing like on the floor. But whatever. Either way, it's fine. Um,
You
I'm
you
just
hate Doris Berg. I just think it's the funniest thing.
she's just a terrible announcer. I don't know why she's there.
I agree
Anyways,
with you.
the Pacers did exactly what I was surprised that they weren't doing last game, which is trying to deny Shea the ball, and then once he had it, I don't know, double teaming him. Like it was weird that they weren't doing that for the past 2 games. I don't really get it. Like they're like, oh, this guy has scored 30 points in the last what is it, 8 playoff games? Maybe we should like try to cover him. I don't know. Um, so yeah, they good job on that. Also, the Thunder defense happened to just look slower. Like the Pacers were really so active on offense. Um, I think on paper people would say that Mathurin won them this game. I did say last time that they needed another person to look more aggressive, to be more of a microwave scorer. Very seriously, that's exactly what. And I mentioned Mathurin specifically because he looked like he wanted to score more the last 2 games. This was a very, very good showing on his part. Like you said, it was definitely the best game of his career so far. And he's 22, so he's got time to figure it out. Um, not to mention that I think actually McConnell was the one who won in this game. You said that you thought through most of the game that the Thunder were going to win. I don't agree. I think that in
That's
about
what
the
I
second.
thought.
No, well, you could think that if you can continue to think it if you want it. I think in the second quarter, I thought this is probably going to be Pacers.
Well, that was a
They
great
were
second quarter. But then in the third quarter, it was all Thunder. But the second quarter was the Pacers outscored the Thunder 40-28. So I would agree in the
no.
second quarter.
I'm saying even at the beginning of the second quarter, you could see that the Pacers were controlling. They were in control of the game. Like really, like the Thunder were really lost out there. SGA was not facilitating as accurately because, and this is the main point, is that everyone's note on Halliburton is be more aggressive. When you have a team that's struggling to execute on offense, and then your answer is, I know, let's just turn the usage rate of our star point guard up, who's very efficient with the ball, and then they do that, and then oh my god, they're playing better. Like it's like yes, that's exactly what people are complaining about throughout the whole series and throughout all the playoffs and whatever. Like Halliburton, yeah, you're the point guard. You're setting up the team. If you don't set up the team, it ends up being that the team can't operate. So when he has 20 and 11, it means that he's engaged. Obviously, they're gonna have a much better record. I do think that also this game illustrates the importance of winning a game one, because it seems so whatever at the time, but it does put you one win closer to winning the series, and it does put pressure on like later. Like it's just not procrastinating. You're doing your homework first. And it's funny because I think that until this game, we saw the Pacers kind of playing a brand of Knicks basketball, of procrastinating until the end of the game, not turning on until then. This game, they were like really, really trying throughout. Like T.J. McConnell really like he actually very much won in this game, and he was playing. It's funny, whenever they give him the microphone, he's like, "Yeah, I don't know how I'm doing it. I'm going out there and I'm trying to score. I'm trying to pass. I'm trying to whatever." Like he's awesome. He's a great player. And like you said, I totally agree about the top end dunk to put them up 7 with 4:22 left. I think it was. It was like, come on, like box out, please do something. Like that was like how you're like, all right,
It was lazy. It was lazy. And like if you're gonna be lazy when the Pacers have a 7-point lead in a finals game, like you're that's not good.
At this point, also, I'm very appreciative to Hartenstein. I think he's really doing the most out there. Caruso's also Dort. They wasted another Dort game. He was out there shooting threes. Isaiah Joe hit a couple threes. Aaron Wiggins kind of reverted back to what we saw earlier in the playoffs. Jalen Williams, man, I'm getting more and more frustrated with his lack of production. And again, in this game, at certain times, you would see him just take it to the hoop and do some crazy acrobatic layup or push somebody out of the way.
Well, he had that really nice pass to Chet. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, whoa. I didn't know he like it was like the ball like never came out of his hand with the dribble. Like, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, 100%.
He drove and then he kind of you brought the defender towards him, and then mid dribble gave like a perfect pass. And I'm like, dang, Jalen Williams. And I think that like tied the game also. It's like a really big shot.
He can do that. He's a very capable player. He really could be such an excellent piece, and he like just disappears. There was an issue with my mic.
All good. Okay. So some thoughts.
Additional notes.
Yeah, additional notes. The Pacers are up 2-1. That's crazy. That's crazy. The pressure is all on OKC in Game 4, because if the Pacers win in Game 4, it is. I don't care if you're the Thunder. I don't care if you're the Jordan and Rodman Bulls, or if you're or especially, as you could see, the 16-17 Warriors.
Jordan and Rodman was the two. Pippen?
No, because Pippen was on both of them. So I was talking about the Rodman one.
Oh, have on. Okay.
So, it's just hard to come back 3-1. I don't care how good you are.
You have to win 3 out of 3. Like it's difficult to do.
It's just such a big win for Indiana if they could get 3-1. But
can I ask you a question?
The 2-2. I'll just go back to this. The 2-2. If you make it 2-2, I have OKC. Like it's just like they've we're back to 0-0, and all the favor goes to Indiana. It's a huge Game 4, and I'm so upset it's a Friday night. Yeah, what do you want to ask me?
Okay, so first off, weird, by the way, that they're just one day in between, whereas before the past, it's just bizarre.
It's anti-Semitic, by the way. So Jews don't watch the Friday night.
For sure. I wanted to say, off of those first 2 points, though, this is the thing that I was thinking about. Do you think that if the Knicks waited 2 weeks to understand, to understand that if it happens by the grace of God, that the Pacers win the finals, and everyone understands that they are a pretty good basketball team, do you think that the Knicks still fire Tibbs?
I actually was thinking about this, and I think let's table this discussion for like tomorrow's podcast, maybe, because I think we should go hot take style and debate whether this Pacers team is actually good or if it's a Cinderella story. Because I think
Okay.
you think they're much better than I do, and I think we could debate it. And I think it's just like, now let's recap this game and save this for tomorrow.
No, I think you're right, but
That's what I'm saying. It's a longer conversation now. That let's table this discussion for tomorrow. I was going to bring it up to you offline that we should talk about it on the pod. But once you ask me this question, I think it's a fun debate to have. We can do it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So let's table that. The Thunder got to win Game 4. We will we'll see what ends up happening. Here's what you want. You're happy about if you're a Thunder fan. Thunder have not lost 2 games in a row since November when Chet went out for injury. So it is statistically unlikely that they lose this next game. The Thunder all season, since November basically, every single time they've lost have come back with a response. So the expectation is that they do that again. If I'm Indiana, here's what I'm excited about. Listen to these. This is the Thunder scoring stats. You ready? First quarter 32, second quarter 28, third quarter 29, fourth quarter 18. What happened is Indiana was running the entire game. Typically, when they score over 110 points, it means they're doing what they want to do, and they scored 116. They were running the entire game, and you could just see it by the end of the game. The Thunder were tired and did not have the energy. And if you could just keep that going, next game you can get the 3-1 lead. The Thunder shot better than the Pacers did from 3. Did it matter? 45% versus 33%. Did it matter?
But how many made threes?
The Pacers made 9 and the Thunder made 10.
Okay.
But I'm saying the Thunder, you would think they would shoot when they're shooting in a much better percentage, that it would have effect on what's going on.
Is it a much better, like, meaning like they need more volume, not necessarily like percentage is fine, but
the Thunder stopped the 3. That's what I'm saying. The Pacers were 9 of 27. The Thunder were 10 of 22, meaning the Pacers were not able to stop the Thunder from scoring threes because they scored 40% of them. The Thunder were able to stop the Pacers from scoring threes because they only scored 9 of them, and yet the Pacers still won.
They were scoring more inside.
What?
They were scoring more inside.
Correct, but 3 points are worth more than 2, so you would think the Thunder should maybe shoot more threes instead of getting trapped in the paint. But they were not doing that.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wow. I cannot believe it's 2-1 Pacers. And we'll talk tomorrow about how you can believe it more than me because you think this Pacers team is actually better. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. That was the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. May have gotten a little over 15 minutes because it's such a crazy outcome that they're up 2-1. I want to thank you, Levy, for so much, man, for co-hosting, for producing the audio, for just keeping Doris Burke real and making sure she doesn't go ahead and just say whatever she wants out there. I want to thank you, Max, for producing the video. And I want to thank you for listening.